Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of FSI's NHL DFS preview show. I'm your host, TK Nation 47, filling in for McKinley 412 as he is just taking the night off. Well, took the night off and taking the morning off, and it'll be my turn in the rotation for today's breakdown. We have 10 games, a big top kick save with 25K up top. I'm going to take a couple cracks at that today, and hopefully we can get a big winner today in NHL DFS. All right, we're going to continue to keep going with the same format as we normally do with centers, wings, defenders, and favorite line stacks. Goalies are something I usually pick towards the end of the slate. So if you want to get to knowing the right goalie of the slate, then you can join us in the Discord. That you can find that link on our website at fsidfs.com and on our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS. And yeah, all right, let's get into it. Starting off the slate at the center position, we have Connor McDavid at 9,500. Obviously, Connor McDavid is the best player in the league. Continues to showcase why. He has the high floor of the shots on goal. It looks like he's going to be averaging at least a point a game this year. He's getting a very easy matchup in Arizona, a team that gave up 8 goals in the opener to Columbus. Connor McDavid scoring a hat trick against Calgary, and then a goal and 2 assists versus Anaheim in his last time out. Pair him with Draisaitl, and we'll talk about which defender later. All right. Next up, we have Nathan MacKinnon in Colorado. He is back. I believe he played last game and had an assist. Team kind of got routed, but, you know, I think they're going to have a better response here in Florida. If Florida is playing Bobrovsky in goal, this matchup gets even sweeter. It looks like he has been confirmed. You know, Bobrovsky is 2-0 to start the year, but this guy is susceptible to giving up goals. So I like Nathan MacKinnon and Rantanen in this matchup. I think that would be a GPP pivot off of the big two, which is McDavid and Draisaitl. So I would not consider them in cash when you're trying to pay up for the right players, and I think you're paying up for McDavid and Draisaitl in this spot. I don't mind Zibanejad either and for New York. Nashville is not the best defensive team. I think we saw Nashville struggle against teams like LA, even though they won 2-1. For a while, they were giving up a plethora of shots on goal, and that's what we want to see. They did lose 3-2 to Carolina as well this year at home. So I think, you know, this could be a good spot for the Rangers, who beat Toronto and really took it to that team on Monday. So, yeah, the final in OT 2-1. That was a really good game. I like Zibanejad in this matchup. He's averaging a pretty solid amount of points per game already, and that could continue to do so. Next up, we have Evgeny Kuznetsov at 5,900, a guy that we like playing at the center position here at FSI. He has always been cheap. 5,900 is starting to get pretty point dependent, just like our boy. We'll talk about him later with Jesse Puyary. But yeah, I like Kuznetsov. He's a guy that continues to show us why he's one of the best two-way centers in the game, and you can pair him up with Ovechkin easily, and they get a New Jersey team who is 2-0, and we could see some fireworks in this game. Next up, as we get down here, it was pretty hard to find a cheap center I liked. Zegras at 4,300, probably the one that stuck out. Going up against Winnipeg, team that they beat on opening night. Zegras hasn't found the goal that we've been looking for, and I know he's going to be going up against Scheifele. But we could see Anaheim rotate some lines here in this matchup. And Zegras could maybe get pushed down and try to find himself against some easier competition in the third and fourth lines. And for that reason, I like the price decrease. Kirby Dach for Chicago as well. If he continues to skate on that top line with Chicago, I don't mind him. He was down here in a cheap center as well. Moving over to the winger position, I had already talked about Draisaitl at 8,800 and Mikko Rantanen at 76. I like to pair those with the two top centers. I think those are really good ways to start off your GPP stacks or your cash lineup builds. Next up, we have Matthew Tkachuk at 6,700 going up against a Detroit team who beat Columbus on Tuesday. It was a 4-1 defeat for the Blue Jackets, but really that game was super close, and then until a couple empty netters at the end put the Blue Jackets away. I like Tkachuk here. I think he's got a solid floor with shots on goal, and I think we could see ourselves with a pretty big amount of goals in this game. Taro Väinö for Carolina. Carolina. Montreal just looks really bad right now. I believe they were smoked on Tuesday, 5-0 by San Jose. They're 0-4, a team that is coming off of going to the Stanley Cup Finals. This is quite shocking to see from Montreal. They lost 5-1 last Thursday versus the Sabres. They are in turmoil. I don't know if this home matchup is the one that we want to see them in. Carolina's a really, really good team. Taro Väinö, Aho, and Shevchenov, all guys that can really take over of a game here with the goals and the assists. So I like Turbo. Keep playing him. I don't think he's too expensive either. Next up is Jesse Puyary, as I was mentioning earlier. 5,700, not bad for a guy to pair with McDavid and Draisaitl. He is getting a little goal and assist dependent, but you know there is a chance that he gets a huge shots on goal game. And Arizona suggests to be one of the weakest matchups on the slate, and I think minus 170 isn't enough. We could see a ton of goals. Boeser is back for Vancouver. Chicago just loves giving up shots on goal. Boeser is one of the long snipers of the game, and I think he could be a big play here at 5,600. Could get himself on the stat sheet. Don't mind pairing him with Elias Pettersson either. And Quinn Hughes is out, so we'll talk about which defender we like for Vancouver later. Also, to keep going down here for some cheap winger options, Adam Henrique, 4K. If you're going to play him, maybe you can play him with Zegras, but I would pay attention to the Anaheim lines before they play their matchup. And the best kept secret in NHL DFS, Eli Tolvanen for Nashville. I don't mind him in this spot. 3,900. This guy puts up at least 3 shots a game, and I love that price tag at 3,900. I've been playing him all year as a cheap winger option. Even in one-off scenarios, I don't mind playing him just because of the high shot floor. And I think Eli has always the opportunity of scoring. And Tolvanen, please, 3,900 is my easily winger position punt play. Next up, we're going defenders. I'm a big Nurse fan, so I wouldn't mind pairing him with McDavid and Draisaitl. I actually think Tyson Barrie, 5,700 is in play here. You know, and before I had started my research, McKinley had told me about how Arizona's been giving up a ton of power play goals, and we know Barrie is the correlation for Edmonton on power plays. So this could be a breakout game for Barrie, and I'm going to have some exposure at 5,700. Next up, we have Mackenzie Wieger at 56. I like his block shots and shots on goal floor at the defense position. That is kind of what I like to target. I'm not really going to take shots at guys that I think are going to be able to get goals and assists. I like the shots on goal, the bonuses for DraftKings with our defenders. Wieger is one of those guys that can do both, and he's going to get a matchup where he's going to see a lot of shots come his way with the guys on Colorado. So I like Wieger at 5,600 for that block shot bonus and the shots on goal upside. Next up, we have OEL, Achman Larson, 4,700. No Quinn Hughes. Right now he is day-to-day, so it looks like he will be on the top power play unit. Chicago, as I mentioned when talking about Boeser, they love to give up points, or they love to give up shots on goal. I like both of them. Correlation for a power play stack with Pettersson, and that could be a really good stack against Chicago, we got a 6 total, but they're Chicago only a 130 favorite at home. Could be some fireworks in that game as well. And lastly, for some cheap defenders, I like D'Angelo at 45 for Carolina and Drysdale, 3,900 for Anaheim. Seemingly liking Anaheim on this slate. I just like their value that you get for some high shot floors. But Hellebuyck could be the chalk goalie on the slate with the way it looks for favorites. And could be a revenge spot for Winnipeg for opening night. So be careful with Anaheim, GPP only. I know McKinley's already going to be rostering Hellebuyck in his cash builds, so I'm prepared to see that today. All right, next up is line stacks. It's pretty obvious, guys. Edmonton 1, Colorado 1, and then maybe Carolina 2 with Trocheck, Turbo, and Shevchenov. All right, guys. That will do it for today's mini breakdown. Thank you for listening in. I, again, am TK Nation 47. And, yeah, like and subscribe. Comment below with any questions. And join us in the Discord for the sheet and cores later today. And good morning and have a great day.